I had a very close friend, and due a small conflict arose, and we did not rebuild that bond because of our egos.
Someone who will act as a mirror to you is worth being with, even if that person troubles you. I don't like his ways or mannerisms or whatever, but that's a small thing. That's just the surface of being. All that can be accepted. The real thing is, on the other hand, there are those who make you happy on the surface. You feel like being with them because the moment they enter the room, they bring some rainbow, lots of colors and birds chirping and fragrance and aromas. You know of such people? They enter a room and suddenly everything goes vibrant. And all that is okay. The question is this fellow...
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Devang Sharma. I had a very close friend, and with whom I used to share my daily conversations. And due a small conflict arose, and we did not rebuild that bond because of our egos. So I was reading a book which Truth About Apology, and I went through a quotation that says, which says, fight the right ones and only the right ones, and ignore the small conflicts. So it made me wonder that how can we recognize that these conflicts are small ones, and we can actually surrender ourselves in front of our egos so that we can actually safeguard our relationship that actually matters.
No, for that you must know what you really want. Any trouble that you accept for that which is really important is great. And even the smallest trouble that you accept for something trivial is a wastage. How to decide what is really important? For that, you have to know your present condition. Right? If I am someone captivated by fear, the central idea of my life is fear, then what is really important for me? Freedom from fear, right? So what is really important is a subjective thing. It depends on you. Nobody else can tell it. You have to know where your current problems lie. But most of us are so busy at the surface of life, we do not even know our deep diseases. Right? And often it happens. Inwardly, you may be troubled or sick, but because the symptoms are hidden, so you remain confident that all is all right. No? You have to get into your own life, thought, feelings, actions, decisions, and see what holds you back. And freedom from what holds you back is the most important. That is what is most important. And then you can accept whatever price you have to pay for that most important thing. So it all starts from you. I look at myself, I figure out my bondages. I look at myself, I figure out my bondages. Right? Freedom from those bondages is what is really, really important. And then for that freedom, whatever I have to do is worth it. If it's a struggle I must enter, I accept it. If it's a company I must keep, I'm prepared to be there, to accept the conditions. Right? So it starts from an honest observation of one's own life. One must know where one internally stands. Right? No point lying to oneself. No point behaving all is hunky-dory, all is wonderful, when inwardly you are carrying phobias and anxieties and tensions. and fears of future, what will happen to me, what are others thinking of me, right? You get in touch with yourself, and whatever is seen as the bondage, the burden, has to be kept aside. It's not easy because the bondage is present in the first place because one is attached to it. So there is a price to be paid. There is a price to be paid. Once you have figured out what needs to be done, no price is too much. And then there are so many trivial things. If you are getting them even for free, keep them aside. Because they are of no use towards your inner life. Someone who will be a soothsayer to you, someone who will act as a mirror to you, is worth being with even if that person troubles you. It's all right. I don't like his ways or mannerisms or whatever. I don't like. But that's a small thing. That's just the surface of being. How one behaves, how one talks, or what kind of clothes one wears. Fine, all that can be accepted. All that can be accepted. The real thing is that this person brings deep value to my life. Deep value. So all else can be then very happily tolerated. On the other hand, there are those who make you happy on the surface, but add no inner value, deep value to your life, right? You feel like being with them because the moment they enter the room, they bring some rainbow, lots of colors, right? And birds chirping, and fragrance and aromas. You know of such people? They enter a room and suddenly everything goes vibrant. You say, look at this one. He's the life of the party. So vivacious. So spunky. He's a live wire. These are the kind of words we use, right? And if you are a little sad, the fellow will come to you and just hug you or give you a solid pat on the back and say, what's wrong? Life is there to be enjoyed. And you'll actually feel good. And all that is okay. The question is this fellow adding any real or deep value to my life? My fears remain as they were, just that he comes and gives me certain sedatives, not even sedatives, antidepressants. This fellow is a dopamine shot. This fellow comes and makes me smile. But the smile vanishes, does it not? If your smile is dependent on someone, the fellow leaves, the smile leaves. So this kind of company you feel good with, but this feel good company is no good. No good at all. Though mostly such people get a lot of traction in social life. They are invited, they have a huge network. They are waited for, right? They are even loved. Yeah. You take a group picture, they'll be seen at the center. Don't be one of them. And don't keep one of them too near. Because all that is self-deception. The fellow has come to you, and if you see, it is cruel in some sense. All this is violence in some sense. You may have brain cancer, and that's why you are experiencing headache. Right? Consider a situation. You may have brain cancer actually, and that's why you are experiencing headache. And you are sitting a little dull and down. And this fellow comes and plays fine music and starts dancing. Serves you some fine beer and music and drinks and this and that. For 15 minutes, you forget your headache and you feel deeply grateful to this person, right? 15 minutes. And he has actually done something remarkable. You forgot your headache and you are all smiles. And he is telling you, life is meant to be lived and we should always be smiling and happy. And he tells you a nice joke also. Such a nice joke. And you laugh, and you have forgotten your headache. 15 minutes or half an hour later, he leaves. And you are left with the cancer. Is this not cruel? You needed immediate diagnosis and hospitalization. Instead, this fellow has further delayed that. Is that not violence? Think of it. His presence has further delayed your diagnosis and therefore treatment. His presence has actually pushed you closer to death. Is that not violence?
We can think in other perspective that he's anyways going to die, so he just died before
What if he
having
can be saved? And how do you know he's going to be die? Are you the doctor? Without even going to the doctor, our lady is quick to conclude this one was anyway dying. So I better give him some beer. Instead of medicine, she is very happy with the beer. How does that sound, lady?
Sir, but for the 15 minutes he gave that joy, right? For 15 minutes he
He
was there for
delayed
you.
his diagnosis for 15 minutes. Those 15 minutes could have been life-saving. Now take it to the extreme. You have heard of the golden period after a cardiac event? Heard of it? If there is a cardiac event, after that there is a certain period of time that's called the golden period. What is meant is that if within this period you can take this person to the hospital, maybe he can be saved. Maybe. And not all cardiac events are the filmy type, where you hold it like this and you just lie down and fall and all those things. There are certain silent events also. Heard of them? You can have a silent heart attack. So you'll feel a little pain here. You'll be a little uneasy. Yeah, and even one arm can pain. But it will not be very dramatic. So you just had one of those cardiac events, the silent ones. And this one comes and says, let's have beer. And the golden period was just 15 minutes. Those 15 minutes were all that you had to be taken to the hospital, and they could have been life-saving. But then we are used to spending life on the surface and never looking for the deep sickness. Right? If someone is a little dull, offer a chocolate. Or tell a joke or something, or some music or something. Or random gossip. That has become the way of life. And that only worsens the sickness within. Please understand. That only worsens the sickness within. It's like playing good music because your car is making funny sounds. Your car is making funny sounds. So you decide to push up the volume. And then you won't hear all the noise. Just that's destroying your tires even further. Maybe you have a puncture and that's where the noise is coming from. Now, instead of stopping the car and getting down and addressing the puncture, you decide to turn up the volume. So you won't hear what's really happening. But that would mean that the tire is now fully destroyed. You have kept driving on a flat tire. Yes. Download the Acharya Prashant app, and there you go to the community section, and you have live testimonials streaming in at the rate of 1 every 5 minutes. I'm seeing lives change in thousands, if not millions, every day in front of my own eyes. We are doing it. We have actually done it.
Join the community of more than 2 lakh participants on the Acharya Prashant app. Your first month is completely free. You'll get full access to Gita Mission. On the app, you will get regular live sessions, daily exclusive conversations with Acharya Prashant, access to the vibrant Gita community, wisdom exams, curated news, audiobooks, quotes, and much more. Search Acharya Prashant on Google Play Store or Apple App Store and download now.